Imagine a glass of water in front of you. Clear, pure and odorless. You take a sip from it. But wait, this water might have been flowing through a dinosaur's body millions of years ago. That means the water we drink today might have once passed through a dinosaur's bladder. In this video, we're going to find out where water originates from. But before we reveal the truth, make sure to like the video, leave a comment, and turn on the channel notifications. Let's start our discussion with an amazing fact. The total amount of water on Earth has remained almost constant since the formation of our planet. Because the water cycle moves it between oceans, the atmosphere, glaciers, and ecosystems. In other words, we can say that almost no water on Earth has been lost because water constantly changes state and remains in the water cycle. Of course, a negligible amount of water might leak into space, but this amount is very small compared to the entire planet Earth. Therefore, the water in your glass today might have been flowing in a river millions of years ago. Then a dinosaur came and drank that water, and later the water exited the dinosaur's body through its urine, then turned into vapor, became rain, flowed into the sea, and this cycle continued until it reached you. If I want to explain more precisely, you need to become familiar with the concept of the water cycle. In this cycle, these stages are continuously carried out. It starts with evaporation, meaning water evaporates from the surface of oceans, lakes, and rivers, and goes into the atmosphere. Then we reach condensation, where these vapors gather in the sky and form clouds. The third stage is precipitation, which means when the clouds become heavy enough, water falls to the ground in the form of rain or snow. The fourth stage is absorption or flow, which means this water is either absorbed by the soil and goes to underground sources or enters rivers and oceans. The fifth stage is consumption and excretion, meaning living organisms drink this water, their bodies process it, and then return it to nature through urine or perspiration. It's interesting to know that this cycle has been continuously in motion for millions of years since the appearance of water on Earth. But now, the interesting part of the story is, what percentage of today's water do you think was once dinosaur urine? Scientists, through approximate calculations, have reached an astonishing conclusion. Almost 100% of the water we use today has, at some point in history, passed through the body of a living creature. To estimate this, they considered, for example, a Tyrannosaurus rex that consumed about 30 liters of water a day. Considering that dinosaurs lived on Earth from 235 to 66 million years ago, meaning they were on Earth for approximately 170 million years, a very large amount of water passed through their bodies during this long period. Thus, using mathematical modeling, scientists have estimated that the probability of each glass of water we drink today, containing water molecules that originated from dinosaur urine, is almost 100%. This means that although dinosaurs likely went extinct due to the impact of a massive asteroid hitting the Earth, water molecules never disappear. They merely move around and change from one state to another, with the water cycle constantly in motion. Of course, let me also mention this point. When we say that today's water has circulated through the bodies of dinosaurs and was excreted by them, it doesn't mean that the water isn't clean. In fact, the water on Earth is completely purified and cleansed. That is to say, when water evaporates in the form of dinosaur urine and then condenses in the sky as clouds and returns to the ground as rain, its impurities are removed in this process and it re-enters the cycle in a completely pure and fresh state. Well, now that we've talked about the water cycle, a bigger question arises. You said today's water molecules are probably the result of dinosaur urine that drank from the river where the water was flowing and then returned it to nature with their urine. This means that water existed on Earth even before the dinosaurs, and the dinosaurs were just part of the water cycle. But they are not the original source of the water. So the question is, where is the original source of water? That is, where did the water from those rivers that the dinosaurs quenched themselves with come from? Well, there are two main theories regarding this. The first theory is the terrestrial or volcanic origin theory. This classic theory suggests that water was formed through volcanic activities and the release of gases from within the Earth. In fact, in the early history of the Earth, there was a lot of molten material on the planet's surface. During this process, water vapor along with other gases was released from within the Earth and gradually accumulated in the atmosphere. Then, as the Earth cooled, this water vapor condensed and fell as rain, eventually forming the oceans. The next theory is the extraterrestrial origin theory, which points to comets and meteorites. This theory suggests that a large portion of Earth's water formed in interstellar space even before our planet was formed. This means that the water currently in your glass might be older than the Earth itself. In other words, the water present on Earth today may have existed in our galaxy for a very long time, possibly even in interstellar gas clouds before the Earth was formed. However, after the formation of the Earth, this water came to Earth from space through the impacts of icy comets and asteroids in the early history of our planet. In fact, scientists have discovered by studying comets and some asteroids, especially carbonaceous asteroids, that some of them contain a large amount of frozen water. Billions of years ago, during a period known as the Late Heavy Bombardment, Earth was heavily bombarded by celestial bodies, and these impacts, after the ice melted, brought a significant amount of water to Earth. It's interesting to know that there is still no complete consensus among scientists to determine which of these theories is definitive. However, evidence suggests that a combination of both processes played a role in the formation of the oceans. What do you think? Comment and tell us your opinion about the water cycle. Where do you think the overall source of water is? Do you believe that today's water has passed through dinosaur urine? Or is this just a big joke? In any case, it must be said that water is an endless and eternal resource. Almost no water, except for a negligible amount that escapes into space, leaves the Earth. It merely changes form and returns to nature. This means that every sip we drink carries the story of millions of years within it. Perhaps one day it flowed through the rivers of the dinosaur era, passed through a dinosaur's body, and now it has... Or perhaps it emerged as steam, along with other gases from volcanic eruptions from the depths of the Earth. And then, as the Earth cooled, it turned into liquid. Or maybe it even came to Earth from space. No one is 100% sure, because the universe is full of amazing mysteries, and water is one of the strangest of them.